This is my Husqvarna Viking Emerald 118 sewing machine. I haven't used it for a while, so it is in need of a deep clean. It features a top loading bobbin and my favourite sewing machine function ever, a needle up-down button. And this is my Frister Rossmann Panda 6 Mark II, which I think is from the 70s or 80s. It has a front-loading bobbin and is very heavy due to its metal body. It also needs a clean, so in this video I'm going to take you through the steps required to clean and oil these two different types of sewing machine. First off, make sure you have the following to hand: an ostrich feather duster, a synthetic bristle paintbrush, nylon bristle brushes, these should have come with your sewing machine, some tissues, dusting cloths and cotton wool, a sponge and tweezers, good quality sewing machine oil, and there is no substitute here, use only specifically sewing machine oil, some cotton swabs and some screwdrivers. I won't necessarily be using all these things, but it's good to have them at the ready. Now, shall we get started? Before we begin, here's some safety advice. Make sure to unplug any machine from the mains before and during the cleaning and servicing process. It's super important to keep yourself safe. The following two methods of cleaning and oiling should work for most top and front loading bobbin machines. However, if in doubt, check the manual for advice. Or, if you are really struggling, take your machine to a professional to have it serviced for you. Let's start with the top loading bobbin Husqvarna machine. First, I'll do a light dusting with the ostrich feather duster. Ostrich feathers are particularly good at dusting due to the small tiny barbels running along each feather. Then, just to be sure all the dust is banished, I'm using a damp cloth followed by a microfiber dry cloth on the plastic body of the machine. Remove the needle, presser foot, bobbin cover and extension table. Next to come off is the faceplate. It is held on with two screws covered by plastic caps on the side and back of the machine. Once the screws are out, it should pull off with a bit of a wiggle. Then, remove the needle plate. I'm using a small flathead screwdriver that came with my machine, but this would be easier with the Z-type screwdriver. The metal needle plate should then lift and is easy to take out. And now the cleaning. I'm using a nylon bristle brush that came with my machine to do a first round of dusting. The aim is to get into all the crevices and loosen any dust bunnies that are hiding between the parts. I find the particular problem areas are in between the feed dog teeth and around the bobbin case. I'm also using a larger dry paintbrush to clean the needle bar. Then I'll use a damp cotton swab to pick up any residual dust and lint threads from the plastic parts. Take care not to touch any metal parts with any damp materials. Take out the bobbin case by lifting it from the front. Clean it with the nylon bristle brush. You can also use a dry cloth for this or a dry cotton swab. Once again, don't let any moisture touch this part of your machine. Inspect the bobbin area for more thread lint, dust, or, in my case, rogue needle bits. I'm glad I'm cleaning this out now. Having bits of broken needles rattling around your machine can cause serious damage. I'm using some tweezers to lift them all out. One last dusting for luck with my dry paintbrush, and now it's time to oil up. I'm dropping just 2 drops of good quality sewing machine oil into that middle hole. 2 drops is the maximum here. You might only need 1 drop. Be very careful as it is possible to over-oil your machine. I could also spread 1 drop of oil onto the outside rim of the bobbin case, but I forgot to do that here. Pop the bobbin case back. It should slot back the way it came out with the knob at the front coming into contact with the stopper. Moving on to the needle bar. Bring it as low as it can go using the hand wheel. Only turn the hand wheel forwards as winding it backwards can damage your machine. To oil the arm, drop 2 drops of oil towards the top of the lowered arm. Then use the hand wheel to move it up and down a few times to ensure that the oil has coated the whole thing. If you are enjoying my videos, please consider subscribing. This really helps my videos reach a larger audience. Maybe you have a friend who needs to clean their sewing machine. Why not send them this video to help them out? Before assembling it back together, I'm going to wipe down the underside of the needle plate using a dry cloth. Then I put everything back together in reverse order, starting with the needle plate, presser foot and bobbin cover plate. The extension table slots back, as does the faceplate along with its 2 screws and screw covers. Just to make sure everything is in correct and working order, I'm going to do a test row of stitches. That looks good. Now, it's time to clean the Frister Rossmann. I don't actually know what year this machine dates back to, but perhaps if you do, let me know in the comments below. It has a front-loading bobbin, so if your sewing machine has one of these, follow along and clean your machine with me. Once again, make sure your machine is disconnected from the mains. It's super important to keep yourself safe. Start off with a light dusting with an ostrich feather duster. Then, wipe down the plastic body of your machine with a damp cloth, then a dry microfiber cloth. Remove the presser foot and the needle. So far, these are all the same steps as for the Husqvarna machine. But now, here's the most exciting thing about this machine. I can remove the top cover of the body. Most modern machines won't allow you to do this, as they don't want you to get inside and repair it yourself if something goes wrong. But in this case, I can have a peek at this machine's inner workings. This also means that I can clean it out much better than my other sewing machine. And this is the reason why I have two machines in the first place. I use my fancy new modern Husqvarna exclusively with high quality modern thread that does not leave behind a lot of lint. I can be secure in the knowledge that the inside of that machine will always be as clean as possible. However, with this vintage Frister Rossmann, I use my inherited stash of old dodgy thread that would otherwise gummy up my fancy new modern machine. While I've got the top open, I'm going to inspect it for any loose threads and dust bunnies. Back to the cleaning. I'm going to open up the faceplate and dust the inside of it with the ostrich feather duster. Unscrew the needle plate. This one has 2 screws and I'm using a short flathead screwdriver to loosen them. My goodness, look at all that dust in between the feed dog teeth. I find this is the area on all sewing machines where icky things build up. Remove it using a nylon bristle brush. Don't forget to clean the needle plate itself using a dry cloth. Remove the extension table and open the bobbin cover. Oh my, so much more dust. It really does get everywhere. I'm using my ostrich duster for a quick and easy solution. To clean the bobbin area, first remove the bobbin case. Then move the 2 little black arms outwards and take out the 2 metal bits that surround the bobbin. Try to remember the way they came out. That way it will be easier to put them back in. Use a dry brush to reach behind the bobbin case and pull out any more hideous dust. And just to be sure I've got everything, I'm dusting around the feed dogs again too. Next up, clean the inside of the bobbin case and all the other bobbin metal parts with the nylon bristle brush. Oh, I've spotted some loose threads which I didn't manage to get with my brushes, so I'm using some tweezers to pull them out. Add 2 drops of oil to lubricate the moving parts, and then move the hand wheel towards you for a few turns to make sure the oil is spread around. To pop the metal bobbin bits back, first put in the bulkier part which has the spoke in the middle. It should slot into place, completing a circle with the metal bit that we just saw making half circle motions when we turned the hand wheel. Next, in goes the circular metal bit. It has a little knob on the bottom which will slot into this gap down here. This bit can be very fiddly, as the metal bits can all fall out at the slightest knock. But don't worry, just try again and be patient. To secure everything in place, slot the little black arms back over the bobbin area. Don't forget to put the bobbin case itself back in, and test that everything is correct by moving the hand wheel towards yourself for a few turns. To finish off, we'll need to oil the needle bar with a couple of drops, and once again, turn the hand wheel to spread the oil about. Then assemble it all back together and you're ready to sew again. In conclusion, to keep your sewing machine in good working order for many years to come, you should clean it regularly. Oil it about once a year, or more if you use it often. And always store it away with the presser foot down against the needle plate with a bit of scrap fabric in between. You'll also want to change the needle with every project and make sure that the needle thickness is suitable for your chosen fabric. Thank you for cleaning your sewing machine with me. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. This really helps me grow and reach a larger audience. For more sewing and hat-related content, follow me on Instagram @ByAlonaMillinery. See you next time. Bye!